It's Christmas, the one day of the year when we're all supposed to be joyful. When families pretend the cracks don't exist. When silence is dressed up as peace. But sometimes, all it takes is one shoebox, one innocent question, and a grandmother who has absolutely no concept of boundaries to turn your holiday into a trauma you'll never unsee. This isn't a story about lust. It's not even really about nudes. It's about the terrifying moment you realize some people don't just live without filters. They don't even know filters exist. He's sitting at the table, Christmas dinner cooling on the plate, his fiancée's family laughing, clinking glasses, pretending 2025 didn't break them all a little more. Then someone mentions her grandmother, a legend in the family, a woman who never stayed in one place, who slept under stars on 5 continents, who lived like the world owed her nothing and gave her everything. He leans in, charmed. "Oh wow," he says. "I'd love to see the photos." Big mistake. She curates them, like a museum of her own chaos. The walk to the bedroom, she leads him upstairs, not to a living room, not to an album, but to her bedroom. He follows, trusting, naive, still thinking this is about travel. She pulls out a shoebox, the kind most people use for old receipts or broken jewelry. Hers, packed with decades of sunburns, ship decks, and secrets. At first, it's charming. Her on a camel in Morocco, dancing in Rio, feeding elephants in Thailand. He smiles, asks about the animals, the food, the stories. But then, she starts pointing at men. He was such a good lover. This one had a wife, but he promised to follow me. We met on a cruise. One night. Never saw him again. He laughs nervously. Thinks, okay, she's eccentric. That's fine. He's still trying to save the moment. Still hoping it ends with a photo of Machu Picchu, the beach, the nudes, the silence. And then she pulls it out. A photo. Her, completely nude, on a tropical beach. Sunlight on her skin. Confident. Unapologetic. She turns to him. Not shy. Not embarrassed. Just curious. What do you think? Let that sink in. He's engaged to her granddaughter. Sitting on her bed at Christmas dinner and being asked for a review of her nude beach photos. His brain short-circuits. His mouth moves before his mind catches up. Oh, wow. All these places look amazing. But I think we should go back down. It's been a while. She shrugs, puts the photo back, like she just showed him a postcard of the Eiffel Tower. The walk back downstairs, every step feels like walking through glue. His face is burning. His soul is screaming. What just happened? He returns to the table. No one notices. Or if they do, they've learned not to react. Christmas dinner continues. But now, every bite tastes like awkwardness. Every laugh feels hollow. He can't look at his fiancée. Not because he's guilty, but because he's wondering, does she know? Has she seen these? Is this normal in this family? The real horror isn't the nudes. Let's be clear. The photos themselves, not the issue. A woman owning her body at 40, powerful, beautiful, even. The horror is in the context, the location, her bedroom, not a gallery. The audience, her granddaughter's fiancé. A day of forced intimacy. The lack of consent. He never agreed to this exhibit. This wasn't sharing. It was emotional ambush. And the worst part? No one will ever talk about it again. It'll become one of those family ghosts whispered about in jokes, never addressed, forever haunting future holidays. Why this story matters in 2026. We live in an age of radical self-expression, of own your truth, and that's beautiful. But boundaries are the invisible architecture of respect. You can be free and still ask, is this the right person? The right time? The right place? Hernan failed that test. spectacularly. Final thought. If you've ever been shown something deeply personal without warning, trapped in a moment you couldn't escape politely, forced to just laugh it off while your soul screamed, you know this feeling. It's not trauma. It's psychological. The most healing thing you can do is say, "That was weird." And it's okay to name it. If this made you cringe, laugh in recognition. If you've ever fled a room after an innocent family invite, smash that like button. It tells YouTube this kind of honesty matters. Leave a comment. Last time, we talked about boundaries crossed in a bedroom on Christmas, about a shoebox full of nudes and the silence that followed. But sometimes, the real danger isn't in what's seen. It's in what's said. One sentence, spoken with love, twisted into betrayal. All because she tried to protect someone she barely knows from a pain she's already lived. It started like any family dinner. Candles lit. Wine poured. Her son, 28, glowing with that quiet pride men get when they're about to say something big. His girlfriend, 26, nervous but radiant. They were there to share news. "We're getting engaged," they'd planned to say. A moment of joy, of hope, of new beginnings. But then, she mentioned it. Casually, innocently, and that's when it happened. 2 glasses of wine in, her own past rising like a ghost. She leaned forward and said, "You know, you should probably think about a prenup." The room didn't just go quiet. It shattered. Her son's face, not angry, hurt. Like she'd just implied his love was transactional. Like she'd slapped his future in front of the woman he loves. His girlfriend, frozen, not offended, betrayed. As if the first thing this family thought of was her money. She tried to fix it. "Your mom worked hard for that. Protect it, please." But the damage was done. Because in the language of love, a prenup doesn't sound like protection. It sounds like doubt, the real history behind the words. She didn't speak from malice. She spoke from memory. Her sister, 6 years of marriage, a home built together, then divorce. She watched her sister lose not just money, but dignity. The feeling that her inheritance was hers. So when she heard condo bought outright, her brain didn't hear financial security. It heard, this could vanish in 3 years. She wasn't warning against her son. She was warning against the system. But no one heard that. The aftermath, they left 20 minutes later. No engagement announcement. Just silence. The next day, a text, "You made her feel like I'm only with her for her money. You ruined everything." And now, she's the villain. The meddling mother-in-law. The monster who couldn't just be happy. Her husband says, "You should have kept your mouth shut." And maybe he's right. Because in 2026, love is supposed to be blind. Even when experience screams, "Open your eyes." Why this story hurts so much. This isn't about control. It's about helplessness. She sees a train coming. She's lived through the crash. And all she wanted was to whisper, "Wear a seatbelt." But they heard, "I don't trust your driver." And now, she's punished for caring too much. So, was she wrong? Let's be honest. Yes and no. Wrong to say it at dinner, yes. Wrong to say it after 2 glasses of wine, absolutely. But wrong to want to protect a young woman from financial devastation? Never. The tragedy isn't her words. It's that no one let her explain. Final thought, if you've ever tried to warn someone from your own pain and been called toxic, been told to just be happy when you saw a red flag, felt like your care was mistaken for control, this because sometimes the most loving thing you can say is the one no one wants to hear. If this made you sigh in painful recognition, if you've ever been the villain for speaking too soon, smash that like button. It tells YouTube this honesty matters. Leave a comment, seatbelt, not sabotage, if you get it. And subscribe, because in 2026, the most dangerous thing you can be is the one who remembers. New confessions every day at 3 p.m. EST. You're not alone. You're just finally being heard.